Everyone, it's KIREI here for Hey Little Magpie, and I'm using the colourful new Simple Stories Sweet Summertime collection. And I've pulled out some photos from a recent walk that my husband and I did just to a local lake near where we live. And it was a warmish day, and but. And I love an ice cream, and I knew I could get one down there, so that was sort of a reason for going. But with all the ducks were there, the swans, and they had all the babies, which was lovely. So yeah, we had a really nice time, and I thought this collection would be perfect to document this little walk that we did. So I have pulled out now. Apologies because I'm away while I'm scrapping this at a retreat, and for some reason the first part of the video didn't take. So effectively, I've used the yellow pattern paper. It's called Summer Fun to create a frame. Got my white cardstock that I've trimmed down. I think that's an 11 by 11 square. And then I've mounted my photos using another of the pattern papers, and that one's called Sun-Kissed Smiles in a lime green pattern. I've laid them all up on foam pads, and then I'm just working with the embellishments to create some clusters around my photos. So I've got the bits and pieces ephemera, and I've also got the floral bits ephemera, and I do love a flower, and I love that Simple Stories create like that flower packs completely separate to their regular ephemera. That's great. So yeah. So I'm just sort of working with those. And then I've also brought in a few pieces from the Hey Little Magpie July embellishment kit. So I've got the two wooden phrases here. One of them says summer fun and the other says love this. And then I'm just working with, as I say, I'm still getting the ephemera down. So I'm happy with where everything is. So I'm getting those pieces stuck down. Again, as always, I curl up the edges so I get that nice dimension. I've got a couple of tiny, you could just see me there, ladybirds that I'm just popping in. I've just cut them, trimmed those down, and I'm adding those into my clusters. I've got the sun at the top. And then over on the right here, I've got my title, and these are the foam stickers, and I'm using Let's Go and Outside. Now, because my photos are raised, I'm adding some foam pads to the right side of the outside because it's going to sit on the photo, and I need to just add some more foam pads. So it is reasonably dimensional, this layout. And I'll get that stuck down. And then I can work with the Let's Go, which will need 2 layers of foam pads because it's going to sit on top of or just over the edge of the outside title. So yeah, definitely a lot of dimension here. Okay, and I'm just getting the other wooden phrase stuck down over here that says love this. And of course, trusty T-square, making sure that that's all nice and straight. So here we go, and I'm adding my foam pads to the Let's Go. I think I add one layer and then realize, hold on a minute, it's sort of just going to be suspended in midair, so I'm going to add another layer to it. Yeah, here we go. So I've added one. Sorry about that I'm slightly off with where my video is. I have my phone is on a stand that is on the table, and normally at home it's on it's clipped to the side, and so if I move or anything knocks on the table, it does knock the video a little bit, and it can go a little bit wonky, as you can see. So I've just cut off slightly the bottom edge, so apologies about that. So here we go. I've got my extra layer of foam pads on this, a double one. So I can get that stuck down, and then I'm going to add that cute seagull just above the title. Now, I don't have any seagulls in my photos, but I do have birds, so I figure that's absolutely fine. Okay, so moving on, bringing out the foam stickers again, and there's lots of other little bits and pieces, so I'm just adding a few of tiny little florals in there. Then what else am I going to add? I think I bring in, now I think this is where I was like, oh, what am I going to do now? And I'm just ruling the lines for my journaling, which I will do off camera. But yeah, I always add my journaling. I always like to make sure I document, what we've been doing, where we are, and who we're with, and dates, so that it's when I come to filing them into an album, they're all in chronological order. Okay, so decorative brads I'm also bringing in. I'm adding a few of those into the clusters. So some of the small round plain ones, and then some of the patterned ones with little flowers on. Okay, and then I'm just bringing in some of this pretty lace ribbon that also comes in the Hey Little Magpie July embellishment kit, and I'm going to add that a piece around each of the 4 sides. I do actually stitch it on, though you can't actually see that particularly much. And then I will have, there's a little cluster to the top that you can't see here. Now, this also video does sort of stop quite quickly for some reason, not sure why. Anyway, so but you'll see all of the finished details in the final photos that will be coming up very, very shortly. So yeah, so apologies for some of the glitches on the video. Normal videoing will resume for my next one, I can assure you, because I'm back at home. Okay, here is the final layer. So you can see the stitched on lace ribbon and that little cluster at the top there. And here's some of the close-up details of all the beautiful elements from the Simple Stories Sweet Summertime collection and the Hey Little Magpie July embellishment kit. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.